Look at this sweet boy. Dorian, can you handle the intro today? Just got done editing the entirety of this crying vlog and realized that nowhere in that did I ever do an intro for this video. So now Dory and I are gonna quick do one for you guys. We're gonna switch to holding it with this hand. I don't like holding it with my left hand. It feels weird. So anyways, this is like a little crying vlog or trying not to cry. So I read 3 sad books for this. They all can't be classified as romance because they all don't end with a happily ever after, like a traditional happily ever after, but they all are like, I guess then fiction books with like very heavy romance plots. Like romance is the main focus of all these books. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. So I'm reading 3. I'm reading Full Tilt by Emma Scott, Hello Stranger by Jade West, and finally A Thousand Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. So you'll see all of my thoughts, reactions, if I cry or not. This is the first time I've ever done this kind of vlog. If you guys like it, let me know. I'm definitely open to doing more of like this series again in the future, similar to how I do my Banned, Forbidden, and Taboo vlogs, where I try to do like those every like 6-ish months. So I would definitely be open to doing another one of these again. So that's it for this intro. Jump into Full Tilt. Right, I'm 25% so far into Full Tilt. It's fine. I like Casey's character a lot. I'm kind of intrigued. I love like a damaged heroine, which I think we always get a lot of damaged heroes, and I love that. I love a good damaged hero. But I really just like Casey and her struggles and just her innate sadness that she has about her. And I do like that Jonah wants to help her. I don't necessarily feel any certain type of way towards Jonah. I think he's fine. I'm kind of neutral on him. And honestly, I'm not like super sucked into the story yet. So I'm hoping that that'll come soon because, I don't know, it's fine. I just don't find myself running back to it or being super pumped about reading it. It's just kind of like, yeah, this is good. You know, I don't know. It's fine. This angle is doing the most for me. I'm back into reading Full Tilt because I didn't want to read it on vacation in case if I felt sad. I didn't want those vibes on vacation. I mean, who knows when this video is going to go up, so this might be like really outdated. But I'm back into reading Full Tilt. I feel like this last chapter was supposed to make me emotional and it just didn't. So Jonah and Casey were talking. They went to go see the glass sculpture display that is like Jonah's inspiration, you know? And he then told her that he's sick and like she cried, and it was like a good conversation. I liked it, but I felt like I was supposed to feel like an emotional pull in it, and I didn't. I don't know if maybe it's from being out of this book for a while, but I don't necessarily feel like super emotionally invested in this book. And here's the frustrating thing that I feel like for you guys, you might be frustrated with me, is that sometimes things just don't click in a way that I can't explain. And who knows, maybe by the end of this vlog, I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I love this book and it's everything. But right now I'm just not invested. And I even feel this way with some of my favorite books. Like I can't explain what it is, but there's just that intangible thing about it that I just love. Or even like Puck Me Secretly by Odette Stone. There was just something, it was right off the bat, like of the first couple of pages there, where I was like, I'm going to fucking love this book. And I can't explain it. I don't think it's necessarily something about the writing or the characters. I literally can't pinpoint it. I just have that thing with certain books, and I just don't have that with this one. So I'm missing that emotional connection to it. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, but I'm feeling like I might not cry on this one. Maybe I'll actually do better in this video than I thought. Last night, I read some more in Full Tilt, and I think I'm gonna finish it today. So if I cry, like literally, what is this? If I cry, I am going to look even more tragic than I already do. I haven't been like super vibing with this one. Not that I don't like it, I think it's fine, but I haven't been like super emotionally connected or like dying to get back to this book. However, sometimes I feel like romance can get a bad rap, or like spicier romance, because it's like, oh, you just need to like read about sex just to read about sex. What's up with that? This book is I think a classic example of being like that. It's not just sex isn't in books just for the sake of having sex in books. Like, it's very vital to the story oftentimes. And in here, like, I just felt so much connection between Casey and Jonah when they finally decided, like, we're gonna be all in on the camping trip together. And like that scene together of them out under the stars, like, I finally felt that click into place for the two of them, where I was like, oh my God, like they belong together. Like, I believe this, I'm into this relationship. And it really all happened in that one scene. That scene was very well written. I mean, Spice. And also just very well written in terms of like character development right there. And then I'm on chapter 30 right now. I'm at 68%. I have about an hour and a half left in the book, which I'm excited about to have one of these done. And also I just haven't finished a book in a while and I'm feeling like unproductive because of that. Okay, I feel like this is not gonna bode well for me, seeing as I am 83%, I don't remember what chapter, but they're at Jonah's display. And like, I'm literally choking back tears. Like, it wouldn't be like crying, it would be like letting a tear or two slip. Just like, this moment is so monumental in this book. Like, it's all that he's worked for, and the crowd was just applauding him, and he tried to like step back a bit, and Casey was like, no, like, this is your time, go get it, this is all for you. I'm feeling emotional about it, and I feel like that's not gonna bode well for me for the end of this book. I mean, just like, stop it. Look at this sweet precious boy. He's so sleepy. Oh. And I mean, I literally cry about the cats, like, on a semi-regular basis, just how much I love them. Okay, this is gonna be rough. This is going to be a rough end of this book. I just know it. Because the idol artist dude that Jonah has like loved and inspired him showed up at the gallery, and we don't see it through his point of view, but we see it through Casey talking with Theo. Okay, pause. I know there's a second book to this, like it's a duet. Her and Theo are gonna get together, aren't they? Just calling it right now. I feel like the vibes are gonna be there. But they were like, this is one of the most precious moments of our lives. Like, and they're like freaking out for him because they're like so happy for him and the love that these two have for him. I'm going to be so unwell at the end of this book. I have 19 pages left and I couldn't hold it in anymore. I don't know if you can see the two like tears that just streaked down my face, but I've been trying not to cry for, I don't know, probably like the past 20 chapters or so. But what just got me was Jonah and Tanya, and how do you say her name? Is it Tanya? Tinia? I don't know. Sorry. Their last like session together. I don't know what he made for Casey yet, but he made her some art piece and it's like his final piece. And what got me was when he turned around and then he like looked to take it all in and like say goodbye to the studio, and like him and her had that last moment. I'm kind of liking this, and I'm also kind of like, would have been better if it was just like boom, dead. I know that sounds bad, but just stick with me here. Jonah, I feel like, is getting a lot of peace right now, which is great. We'd love to see that, and I do really like that he's getting closer. Please stop scratching the couch, little girl. I kind of love when something is like so sudden and so tragic, then it's like, oh shit, and everyone's kind of like left to scramble. I'm thinking of like two books in particular. Stop it, Arya. I don't want to say anything because I don't want to spoil them. Where this one, like, Jonah's getting a lot of time to like make peace and have like final moments with people, which is really sweet and really nice to read about. So I do like that, but also I was kind of thinking like, what if he passes before his art exhibit and like his idol shows up and everyone there is like, oh my God, he loved you. I don't know. Anyways, I'm ready to finish out this book. And now I have both kitties joining me. Oh, never mind. Arya's like, I'm out, bitch. Okay, I just finished. Let me get under the lamp here. Oh, this is fabulous lighting. We're looking fab. Clearly I cried, you can tell. However, I feel like oddly at peace with this book. I think because we had so much time to like really process Jonah's death, and like we knew from the beginning that he was sick, so it's not like it really came out of nowhere. Hi, Miss Arya, come up here, baby. I think the story itself too was deeper than just like trying to be sad for shock value. Like, it really was about two people finding something in each other and like this is gonna sound stupid, but like the power of love. I know that sounds so cheesy. It really truly is like a deeper level between the two of them. Dorian's just staring at me like, Mom, what is your problem? He's been staring at me ever since I've been crying. I'm like, wow, thank you for being so supportive. Even like Jonah's final chapter, normally that's what hits me is like the final line. And like from one of my favorite books, one of the characters' final lines has like ruined me forever. Like that book, I have not gone like a day without thinking about it since I read it last year. And this one, like I felt at peace with Jonah's last chapter, and it was just like a nice ending. I do think it was kind of rushed right after. Like maybe I would have liked to have seen it a little bit more, but I guess since we had so much time beforehand, like I felt like most of the sadness was before his death than the like 2 chapters after his death. So I don't know. I think overall I'd give this book 4 out of 5 stars. I know some people might think I'm crazy because I know this has like overwhelming 5 stars from everyone. I just think that just because I love the sadness and the heartbreak at the end, I can't let that overshadow my opinion of like the first 50% where I was like kind of like, I'm enjoying this, but I'm not like addicted to it. But overall, I think it's like a really, really great book. Like I think the quality of the book, super fucking high. I'm just saying like my personal enjoyment of it, I'd still rank it around like the love it. Like I loved it, but I'm not obsessed, if that makes any sense. I did really like this book, but I think we can get sadder. You know, like I'm actually feeling like kind of good about this one. Like yes, I cried, but I don't feel like it was like max tear level. It has been some time since I have worked on this video because I haven't been in the mood for a crying book. And if you don't know me, I don't read anything I'm not in the mood for. But I have finally been in the mood. I'm in the mood to cry. So I started Hello Stranger last night by Jade West. I've heard that this book is supposed to be super sad. And the one thing that I keep seeing over and over again is like, that's not how it was supposed to end. So I don't know. I don't know what to expect, but so far I'm 12% in. And I will just say that so far I'm already liking it more than other Jade West books that I've read. I think like 3 others, and I think those were just much more like pure smut, kind of like they were like specifically spicy books, where this one we're getting, even in the few short chapters that I've read so far, we're getting like character exposition, and we're just like laying down more of like a world than just like sex, you know? So I'm already liking that more. And I'm liking their interactions on the train. I think it's cute. I like the way that they've met and that it's been on the train and in this setting, and I'm excited to see them like interact outside of the train because I'm assuming that they're gonna bump into each other at work. Right, that's where we're headed. So, and they're both like in the medical field, which is kind of cool. Again, like something I think else for them to bond over outside of them just finding each other physically attractive, because that is like one of my biggest pet peeves in romance books is when characters only want to be together because they think each other is attractive. I'm like, that's not enough for me. So yeah, so far I don't see any tears in my future though for this book, so we'll see. Long time no update, sad vlog. I am now, I don't even know, I couldn't even tell you the last time that I updated for Hello Stranger. I am 51% in to Hello Stranger, and I still stand by that I'm liking this more than other Jade West books that I've read. However, we are at the 50% mark and they said I love you already. And I guess, I mean, that's happened in other books, but it seems like a jump. They went from not even knowing each other, or like seeing each other on a train and not even knowing like about the other person at all for the first like, I don't know, 20% of this book. And then they like ran into each other at work for a bit and like have only worked together for a short amount of time and had like some interactions, and then one night spent together. And the next day they're saying, I love you. It's just, you know me, I love a slow burn. I love a slow burn, and I love it when sometimes we don't even get the I love you until like the end of the book. Like that's fine with me. Say that on the final page and I'm probably okay with it. But to say it's so early on, it's feeling a little insta-lovey now for me at this point. Can't really tell the direction that this is going in. I'm just assuming he's gonna die, because I'm assuming that one of them does. For it not to be a happily ever after, I'm assuming one of them has to die. Like, I don't think that this is just gonna be a breakup. And like, he seems to have some health issues. So, or like he's had previous health issues. I don't know. So far though, here's my thing with this one. It may be a sad book, but I'm not feeling super emotionally invested anymore in Logan or Chloe. I think her name's Chloe. I'm not feeling super emotionally attached to either of them. Maybe I'll actually succeed with this one and not cry. We'll see, but I don't know. I'm just like a little disconnected from the story right now. I more just like want to keep going with it, just to, like, get it done. It's not a bad book by any means. It's just right now, like, my enjoyment level, like, I personally rate books based on my enjoyment level, and right now, like, I'm just not really like having a fun time with it anymore. So I really liked the premise at the beginning, but kind of fallen off the wheels for me a bit. So is that even a saying? I don't know. Also, look behind me. It's literally dark outside. It's 4:43. Also, can you see Dorian right there? Cute. So anyways, also, I just got my COVID booster shot today. So we'll see, because I got the Johnson & Johnson the first time around. So then in my state now, if you're anyone who got the Johnson & Johnson one, you're eligible to get the booster shot. So I got that today, and so far, so good. I got it, I don't know, maybe like 6 hours ago now or so. And I'm just hoping to not have a bad reaction, because I'm going to go see Spencer tonight, and I'm very excited for that. And I don't want to be sick at the movie theater. And I have not filmed any videos for this week / next week, when I'm going to be away and I need to have videos pre-filmed. So I need to be feeling good for the rest of the week for me to be able to get some filming in. This is a horrible angle, but I'm not getting up. Y'all should know this in my reading vlogs. We're not about aesthetically appealing videos. Chapter 42 got me. Of Hello Stranger. It's only a few tears. I don't know if you can see. It's only a few tears, not like full-on sobs. The thing about this is, like, I don't necessarily even think it's the book specifically, but it's the fact that it's really playing on my biggest fear in life, which is something happening to my parents. And obviously in this, Logan's mom just died. And that I just don't like to think about. So that did pull a few tears from me, but I didn't think I was gonna finish this tonight. However, I only have an hour left, and I feel like I might be able to push through and get this done still. I still don't really know. I'm thinking like maybe Logan's gonna die, because I'm thinking, I don't think that they're just gonna break up, but he keeps on like putting up walls whenever they talk about a future. And I feel like he knows something that we don't know. Like, I feel like he knows something that Chloe doesn't know, that he's maybe sick as well, and he just hasn't, like, he didn't tell his mom either, because he didn't want his mom to know that, like, he was gonna die soon after her or something. I do think their relationship is just a little insta-lovey still. Like, Chloe's involved in some very big life moments here with this family, and I don't know. I think I wish it would have been more of a slow burn, or like that they didn't say I love you literally on their first night, and that Chloe's like, I love his mom, and I'm like, you've literally known her for a week or two. I guess maybe that's long enough time, but I don't know. To me, it's a little too quick moving with the progression of the relationships. Are you guys gonna think I'm a monster for not crying at this book? Y'all know I cry at the slightest things in books, not in real life, but in books. And I will say, I mean, the ending, like, it definitely touched me. However, it wasn't as, like, devastating as maybe I was prepared for. And here's why. Here's why I think that this one's a little different for me than other novels that have just emotionally destructed me. And destructed, that's destroyed. Dude, what is in your brain? There was closure. There was closure in this. And when I think about all of the books that really, like, wrecked me, Full Tilt, I feel like there was closure in it too, but I don't know, for some reason Full Tilt, like, I connected with those characters a little bit more. In this one, like, everything wrapped up nicely. Like, we got to see them be happy. We got to see them have their happily ever after, get married. And then we got to see Chloe in the future doing great, and like how she had 6 years with Logan, and that they were able to enjoy their time together until he ultimately passed. But like, she's doing good and she's thriving and she's like going on with her life, but always with his memory. Where the books that get me is when the characters don't get closure. Like Forbidden by Tabitha Suzuma, wrecked. Because that had no sense of closure for either of the characters. I don't want to spoil anything, but especially for the one who ultimately made like a decision at the end that then shaped how the book ended. There was no closure for that character and no comfort for that character, which is why, like, that one, or even Underneath the Sycamore Tree by B. Celeste, another very sad one, I didn't feel closure for those two characters as well. I felt closure with these two, and I feel like, you know, I feel like they got their happy ending, even though it obviously didn't end ideally, but I don't think it ended... I don't know. I think that's just why I'm not necessarily, like, so torn up about it, because, like, the characters ultimately are happy. I mean, obviously, would it be great to have seen them together? Yes, but it wasn't in the cards for them, and they made the best of what they could. So I don't know. I feel satisfied with that ending. And also the author's note at the end, Jade West talked about how this was heavily inspired by a real person in her life, Jackie, and how, like, Jackie wrote some of the parts in this book. And that was actually really touching, and almost that made me cry, because some of those scenes, they felt like so dialogue heavy and like really like just heavy and like heavy in the like life lessons. But now knowing that they were written by someone who was actually dying, I don't know when this came out, so I don't know. I think from what it sounded like at the end of this, Jackie was still alive, but I don't know today. But to know that it was from someone, written from someone with a terminal illness, that really touched me. And then that got me feeling kind of emotional looking back. And I think if I would have known that, I would have been crying at those parts. In the, like, about the author, because I always read all that stuff at the end of the book. And the about the author, I saw a note that Jade West's was it her fiance or her boyfriend was found dead by like some, geez, I don't want to butcher this. Her long-term partner, John, was found dead of an aortic dissection. I think that sounds right. I watched Grey's Anatomy. That really like shaped her and like her writing in her books. So like knowing that too, and then like how now she's happy with her new partner that she has. Like, again, that just, like, shapes my whole view on the novel more. However, I still just don't think that this is, like, a favorite of mine. I think overall, like, it's well written. I like the story. I get, like, why people love this book. I just really, like, lacked connection with the characters around, like, I don't know, like, 30-40% mark. And like for me, if you guys know, like it's hard for me then to like be invested in a story if I'm not invested in the characters. And once I felt like that it was way too insta-lovey for me, that's when I like really lost it. So I definitely would still recommend this book. I do think it is a good book, and I would say it probably by far is my favorite Jade West book that I've read. However, it's not going to be like a favorite. Like I think I'd probably give it around like 3.5 stars. That just feels right to me. It feels right. It's definitely not the saddest book that I've ever read. I don't know, did I actually win a book challenge? Because I only really shed like 2 tears. It was not like falling crying. It was like just 2 tears that finally escaped my little tear ducts when Jackie died. So I'm going to count this as a win. Wow. It has been an insanely long time since I've updated this vlog, because as you guys know, I don't force myself to read things when I'm not in the mood. So that means that reading vlogs sometimes take a little while longer when I have like a scheduled agenda for them. So I'm on the 3rd book of this vlog, 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I am on chapter 5, 21% in. And so far, it's just been, like, in the past. I think we're finally to a present day chapter now, which I'm excited for. I will say I'm, like, a little bored. I did think Poppy and Rune's goodbye in that last chapter at the end was actually really well done, and I did really like it. However, so far, I just, like, I don't want to read about, like, little kids, and then even, like, 15-year-olds. Like, I'm kind of like, can we get going with the story a bit? I don't really have much of an idea of how this story goes. I'm thinking maybe Poppy's gonna have some sort of like illness. That's just my guess. So we'll see, because both of the other books have had that. And in Full Tilt, like I know I cried in that one, but in Hello Stranger I didn't at all, because like I felt so much closure already between the characters that I was just kind of like, yeah, whatever. Where I'm hoping that with this one, I don't know, I want to cry. So I want this one to like make me cry. So fingers crossed here. So I'm in between filming some videos, and I realized that I have not done a catch up for 1,000 Boy Kisses in a hot second, and I'm almost 50% of the way through it now. And I will say I am liking it. I'm not loving it, I would say. I don't find myself like, so I'm reading that one on my Kindle. So then like I'm reading that one at night when I get into bed. And I will say that I'm not like jumping into my Kindle every night. Here's the thing though. Poppy is very much not like other girls. And I just don't love that. I think there's a way of saying that like a character is not like the people around them without being like, she's not like other girls. I don't know. She's not my favorite. And the like secret was already revealed that she has Hodgkin's lymphoma. I think that's what it is. So, I mean, I do like that we're not sitting around like pretending like that there's nothing wrong. Like, I liked that at least that's out in the open now and that Rune is aware and that it wasn't like we got like halfway through the book before he even found anything out. Like, I'm very happy that that's out there. So I will say that I like that now they're getting the chance to reconnect. I do like Rune's anger and his character a bit. I don't know, maybe is it just me too that I'm finding a harder time now that I'm getting older to really like buy high school romances. I don't know. It's not that I don't like them. I just don't, I'm not really like connecting with either of these characters. Overall, I think it's fine. I'm not like that invested in them, but I do think it's cute. Like, I am enjoying it. Yeah. I mean, like, it's good, but again, I'm kind of thinking like with Hello Stranger, like now we know that she is dying and I feel like we're going to get like closure with her death. And y'all know me that I like the more abrupt tragedies. So we'll see if I make it another book without crying. Well, I was wrong. I'm not okay. Rune and Poppy are in New York and they just went to the little like photography exhibit. And as they're talking through the photographs, I felt it tugging on my heart. I'm getting more on board, not like on board with their relationship. It's not like I haven't been on board with them. It's just that I haven't been like obsessed with them or like super connected with either of them. But I'm really starting to see like the true depth of their love together. I am in no position right now to make any kind of coherent thoughts about this ending. So I needed to capture though this mess and give myself some time to recover before I wrap up my thoughts on this book. That was a rough ending. Okay, it's later, I'm better, and I'm gonna try to wrap up this video here while I also make my dinner. I forgot to get garlic bread at the grocery store, so I'm going to make some out of a hamburger bun. That ending was great and it was highly, highly satisfying. The last like 50% of the book, I want to say like, sorry, I also have to bend down at awkward angles if I stand up, then like I get cut off kind of. The last like 50% of the book I did really enjoy, but I still don't think, I ended up giving it 4 stars and I feel like good in that rating. Just because I loved the ending, it doesn't make up for the beginning where I was not loving it so much. But overall, I think that this was like a very, very beautiful, sad, tragic little story. Actually, but not really tragic. It wasn't tragic in any ways. It was just sad. I loved how at the end, how Poppy got all of her wishes and all of her kisses, and that her and Rune were able to spend like their final, like her final days together, and that she got to do everything that she wanted to do, and that he was like so sweet with her. Like at first I wasn't so sure about it because I think I said like I was having a harder time connecting with them, especially because they were like 15 at the beginning of the book. And even at the end, like they're 17, and I was kind of like having a hard time buying into it, but they just really had like such a deep, deep, deep love and connection with one another that it was like undeniable, like the amount of love that they each had. And like I just totally felt that painted in every single moment of their time together. And I think that's kind of what Hello Stranger lacked for me, is I didn't feel that like love, like the love between Rune and Poppy was just honestly epic. So I really loved the last part of the book, and like I said, I'm very satisfied with the ending. And now, I mean, obviously if you're here, you probably already read this book, but I am going to spoil the epilogue. So if you haven't read it and you are planning on it after seeing this video, if you don't want to be spoiled, please go ahead and skip ahead here. Okay, I loved the epilogue. I loved it. I did not see that coming. I really didn't. I didn't think that it was going to be an epilogue where it showed Rune moving on, but here's how I thought the epilogue was going to go. I thought it was going to be an epilogue of Rune having like a photography display similar to the Esther one that they had talked about, with his picture of Poppy being like his installment, and him talking to like family and friends or something, of being like, I will literally never love another person again, and like Poppy was my one love for my life, and like talking about it like that, but still like alive. I did not expect for him to have died, which, I mean, we don't know like how that happened, except that Poppy just said that like it was peaceful and quick and that his family is like at peace and stuff, which actually is really beautiful. Like I don't know why I'm feeling like I want to cry right now, but I just really loved that he's there with her and that he doesn't have to live out his life without her, that he had to live 10 years without her, but that now they're like reunited and that we know that they're reunited and happy. I don't know why I like feel like I need to cry. That was so well done. It was so well done. And I will just say that I think the last part of that book really redeemed it for me. I really thought that Rune's anger felt authentic and I liked that he had worked through it by the end. And especially that his relationship with his dad was mended. I really liked that. Yeah. Overall, 4 out of 5 stars. Wrapping up this video, clearly I failed, which I knew that I would because I get very emotional with books very easily, and so I figured that I would cry with all of these. So yeah, I'm fine with that. I like crying and feeling pain. It's nice to feel something. I don't know which would be my favorite. I'd say Full Tilt and A Thousand Boy Kisses are almost tied in my book because the last half of A Thousand Boy Kisses was just so strong for me. But Full Tilt as a whole, I think was like a really good story too. Hello Stranger was by far my least favorite, but I didn't dislike it by any means. It's just out of these 3, it's my least favorite. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I don't know if you guys want to see like a series of this, kind of like how I do my Banned, Forbidden, Taboo reading vlogs. If you guys want to see more of these, then I could definitely put another one on the books, but I have to be in the right mood for these kind of books because I have to be in the right headspace to want to be emotionally eviscerated. That's it for this video, and I will see ya when I see ya.